Good evening, Bob. How are you doing? Hey, of course you are. You just won scenario four as the Russians. Oh, oh. Should we start it over or it's fine, right? Okay, so the Russians went first, so you can give us your thoughts with respect to the initial setup. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Now on my end, you see pits in the near the woods in the north, near the farmhouse. He was there to catch your mistake, but initially I had put him there because he's about 4 hexes away from Piepsk. So my plan was to keep him hidden until the last, and if you advanced into the church, he would have gone uh, a little bit south in a southerly direction and try and capture a stone building behind your advance. The two units in up front against Hill 522, they were there essentially to fire point blank at you, and if you wouldn't, I'm sure you would not have made a stupid mistake as to go over Hill 522, but they were there to fire point blank at you. The other German units were there typically. It's a typical setup, and the unit that was up on the hill. It's unfortunate I didn't put the radio there, but he had a medium machine gun that would cover the blind hexes on the western flank of Hill 522. So that was more or less the setup and the end of turn one. I want to see and try and get to the next photo. And how do I do that exactly? Let's hold on. Yep, I'm in my picture manager. Hold on. Ooh, there it is. Okay, so we're on turn two, bub. Yeah, I think 1A. I got one, 2A, 2A. Mm-hmm. Hmm. So on my end, previously I advanced a squad from. Hold on. I advanced a squad from V1 directly into X3 instead of I moved him directly into that wooden building instead of advancing him into it. That squad was there to delay your advance by Kovanov, which he failed in his mission. And then I noticed that you were advancing the three squads onto Hill 621, and my second mistake there was sights didn't uh, take the opportunity to fire and at least kill one of your squads. And that, well, no spoiler alert there. We'll see what happens.
I've got the guys moving forward on the hill, trying to basically trying to figure out how to get to that one covered hex there that does any good without crossing all of that open ground and getting just shredded to mincemeat by whoever is there and the guys in the church.
Hmm.
And
And
can get hit from the city too. It's just all second level.
Bernsky made a remarkable advance, although he stopped to defensive fire. Well, he didn't stop to defensive fire. He did defensive fire here and there. All right, so let's go on to 2B.
To be your broken guy routed back to routed back towards the village, of course. But I wasn't going to chase him into the village
One,
because I knew you'd have a leader back there that could rally the
one
forces.
sec. I gotta get 2B up. Ah, nope, it's 3B. There's 2A. I don't know why I named the other. I'm on image 3B now for some reason or another.
3B. Okay, well
Yeah.
we'll go 3B.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Well, 3A is when I took your machine gun on the hill
There you go.
because you didn't defensive fire. I mean, in 2B picture, I've got a guy right up in the open on the hill, and you
Hmm.
didn't shoot at him, and
Right.
that's the guy that ended up killing you.
Yep. Well, he broke him. I did not route, and then you eventually got him. Yeah. And then you left my broken unit in, I believe it is in
3v5.
3v5. You left them there, concealed. My spotting round that was there was to ward off Dotsky, but that wasn't too successful. All right, so we're next.
Let's see, 3B. Move your spotting line back towards the village. I popped up a couple of guys who are concealed. They shot. Oh, they must have shot at the guys on the hill. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see.
4A.
4A. All right. I've cleared the hill. Um, my leader in the south is hooked around and is already in the trees. And that was the thing you did last time when you made that big sweeping left hook. I thought that was a good idea, but you sent, I think it was like 6 squads or 9 squads that way,
Mm-hmm.
and they just can't move fast enough to get around get around the hill and get up into position to do anything by the end of the game. So I only sent 3 squads with a leader and light machine guns
Hmm.
because they could move. They move 50% faster. So here they are in turn four, at the end of turn four, or
Hmm.
at the end of my turn four. They're already threatening the flank of the village, which is
Hmm.
great. They're as much of a threat right now as the guys I brought straight across from the east edge into the trees by 522.
And it looks some squads took a hit. I think it wasn't from the artillery. It was from Wetzelberger up in the church, right? And Koyanov has made a substantial advance on the eastern flank of the village.
Yeah, Konov, I brought him up. Actually, the way I moved him, if I hadn't found that guy on the hill, he would have killed Konov in Y7.
Okay.
Which is again that's a nasty shot that not readily apparent when you're studying the board. But yeah, that there's a really nice shot there from was it 2N6 to 3Y7.
Hmm.
So you're bringing him in there, and he goes through the trees of the building and into the other building. And I think actually you could go all the way up to. There's a couple of shots over there. But those leaders that the Russians are trying to protect. Yeah, it's a good place to be if you protect it.
Okay.
You didn't use the church to protect it, and you didn't let him protect himself, so he went away.
Hmm. All right. Let's see. I gotta zoom out and change to.
But yeah, I'm working my way through the blind hexes in the woods in the north, and I still
Oh,
at this
there.
point don't know anything about your guy hidden up there in the north by the house.
We're at.
He's
Yep.
popping up and surprising me.
We're on 4B. There he is. There he is, and he took a bit of a toll there. He broke a couple of your units and then retreated back into the farmhouse.
Yeah, that was a good move. It's a good place for him to start. Is that unless I play it properly, he pretty much has a clear path back to the village to actually defend the main thing, and that was yeah, that I didn't play that right. So yeah, he just scooted right back to the church, and at that point, I didn't think I thought there was no way I was going to win. Not with a medium machine gun, a heavy machine gun, two squads of 2 meters, actually 3 meters. Thank goodness.
And then on the
If there
western
had been 2 leaders there, I would never have taken the church. But because there were 3 leaders there, I took it.
and on the western flank, the FFE, the German FFE comes down, broke a couple of your units, but didn't do much damage other than giving Dotsky a hard job and work to do. Correct?
Yeah, your artillery didn't really have. I mean, you hit it, you broke some units, but it really did not do nearly as much as it could have. No.
No. Okay, so let's zoom out, and now we're on 5A.
5A. Yeah, I found the guys in the building up against 522 the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Walked right into them as you expected,
Right.
but their defensive fire was pretty much ineffective.
Hmm.
And I had plenty more guys right behind the ones he shot.
Yeah, we had a couple of surprises there. Yep. Okay. So let's go on to. I always have to zoom back to the original picture before 6A.
I'm not have any problem. I just clicked the arrow at the bottom and it goes right ahead.
Welcome to Windows 10, Bob. All right, the center of the action is right in the village now. Your Russian units are advancing on me.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at the small number of casualties I've taken at this point. I don't think I've lost more than a couple of units. And you completely left my northern flank alone. They skated right into the trees until the guy by the house popped up, or until Kelso popped up and broke what 2 units.
Yeah,
Um,
it
that
did.
that really surprised me.
It didn't. I didn't have line of sight until Kelso, surprisingly, left that farmhouse and he came unscathed into close to board 3.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't play trying to keep Kelso out of the village properly. I had forgotten about that. No, the thing is, I expected to lose 4 squads out of my northern flank just getting onto the board because the church usually kills like 2 to 4 coming in there.
Okay, let's see now.
But yeah, the south, or I should say the center flank is pushed right into the city. Your 2 guys in the house there in the building by 522 there didn't slow us down much at all.
Nope.
There were just too many guys there.
Nope.
There's plenty of places for me to move up there without being shot at from the church. So, but of course, and of course you were frustrated by the fact that you couldn't get a shot at Dotsky because I was keeping moving back and hidden until, and well, he had to go out and do his job at some point. So he's moving out into a hex that's been fired upon.
Hmm. We had certain setbacks where we fired at each other, and neither of us hit one another despite overwhelming odds, except the German unit in. Hold on, let's zoom in there. The German unit in R6 versus the onslaught of the Russian infantry, had managed to instead of kill, it managed to produce a berserk unit. And there was also another berserker that formed in T7.
Yeah, we do eventually get a couple of berserks.
And down to my last artillery round. The units in T6, U6 are gone. I have one German unit retreating along the line, the row of the P row, and Pitts is holding on valiantly to one uh, stone building.
The T3 there, huh?
Hmm.
Well, that's not even stone, but yeah.
And then the largest mistake that I've done was I didn't have an opportunity to move my leader out of the hex where he was with Kelso.
Hmm.
I should have moved him out. I was waiting for advance fire, so there was two or three mistakes that I had done, serious mistakes that I ended up paying for dearly in this
Yeah,
scenario.
not moving Uhl out of that hex ended up costing me a lot.
Yep. Let's see now, and I believe this is the last turn.
Six, no, eight would be the last one.
8A.
Six B. There's our 6B is our brokey shows up. Your defensive fire, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then my advance it's in your what on your prep fire, I guess it would be your prep fire or defensive fire. And then my defensive fire broke your squad. He routed out. That's how I get the berserker going to chase him across the board there.
Yep. Okay, so
7A. So you've gone past 7A.
mhm.
My front is intact. I've got the hook is in M5. Having made its way through the trees. Bernsky is way behind because he stayed back
Rally a couple of
to
units.
rally a unit.
Going through the woods and on board two, I believe it was which X was it? It was L no U7. U7 is where or yeah U7. I had LOS to U7, I believe, and you went through there. I all I did with the heavy machine gun was break some Russian units, and the advance continued. Yep.
I think that was I want to say three V10.
Hmm.
I think that elbow in the trees down there. I was moving a guy up. I moved a guy through there into U10, which is a blind hex because he's on his way up, and I was moving another guy into position to do the same thing.
Hmm.
So I ended up, yeah, you get to shoot at six squads in one hex, and broke what half of them, broke four or five of the six.
Yep. That's yeah. You taught me that one. We learned from each other on how to be devious.
Yeah, you got to watch those movement trails.
Okay.
If they cross, boy, you got a target. You get that one good.
I think we can end our commentary on 8A because that's where I tapped out. So I'm on 8A now,
Okay, here I am on 8A.
and I'm viewing the center of the image. Although I broke one fire group, the uh, the spotting round turned into an FFE. I aimed it at the units in T3, T4, and S5, and did little or no damage.
Okay, so you're looking at 8A or 8B?
8A.
Yeah, we have the. I was really surprised you've kept on using your church to shoot at stuff that I would not have shot at. Shot at the guys who made my, I guess it would be the southern flank that made the hook. You fired at Bernsky. You fired at the guys over there. They were really no threat to you until probably turn 10 when they would have tried to cross the street. The main thing, you could have kept Pitts alive probably better um, if you had used the fire from the church to break up the fire groups that were Pitts has got a solid line of troops that are all facing range two, and he's got the berserker to deal with. So yeah, if you don't break up those fire groups, fire groups with the church fire,
Hmm.
then he's
Yep, and ultimately there was two fire groups that ended up uh, getting Kelso. It wasn't because Kelso and his squad didn't pass, but ultimately because I didn't move Ool out of his hex. Ool broke and suffered that that particular hex suffered all sorts of morale checks.
Yeah, that was a what, a 12 plus 3 shot, and then
Hmm.
one morale check. And your Kelso and the squad passed the one morale check, but then Ool, uh, even though it was halved from 12 to 6 with the plus 3, I think it was still a normal morale check for him.
Hmm.
So he failed the normal morale check. So everybody else in the hex had to take a leader loss morale check. Kelso failed the leader loss morale check. The squad passed the leader loss morale check, but then the squad had to take a second leader loss morale check because Kelso had failed.
Yeah,
So
that was a
so it ended up breaking the whole hex because Ool didn't bleed.
yep, friggin' rule. How many times did you feel like shooting him in other scenarios?
But the 8-0,
Oh yeah.
you got to keep the 8-0 out of combat. It's just like the Russians here. You can
Hmm.
keep the 8-0s in combat. All they do is give you a chance to use your troops with one shot instead of two.
Yeah. Hmm. So at this point, I really tapped out, and it was a great game. I think we both had a great plan, but there was the element of luck that did us in. Well, didn't do you in, did me in quite well. So I guess we can end it here and say goodnight.
Right? Good night. Yeah, the dice are definitely not with you on this one.
And I hope we don't have any audio problems. So stick around offline. We'll talk about the next scenario. I'm going to end the recording. All right, good night.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks.